Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. I had some people asking, where's Mackenzie? Mackenzie is no longer with Dr. Decks. That was a very short-lived stint. He decided that he didn't want to build decks, that he's a framer, and that he wants to continue his career in framing houses. And he gave it a shot, and it just wasn't for him, so no hard feelings. He's picked a job up in Seattle with a company that builds homes. And I think he's gonna just be a lot happier that way. It's unfortunate because he was a good carpenter. So I hope that answers all your questions. But if you have any, for some reason, leave them below and I'll see if I can't get back to you with them. Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Today we're putting up some gates and security walls made by Regal Ideas. They're a 5-foot high pool wall is what they're called. And we're using them for like a front entry gate security kind of thing. So it looks a little more secure from the front, kind of updating the client a little bit. So if you like what you see, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. All right, so what I've done so far today, last week, we mounted the posts in the ground in concrete. So they have a couple days to cure. And now I've pre-constructed the gates. Regal Ideas makes a 5-foot high gate kit to go with the 5-foot high walls. And from there I mounted the hinges. And I've mounted the latch as well. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting the two sections together to make this a complete fence. So basically it's just like running the Regal Ideas other railing that they have, any standard rail section, it's just taller. So it's a good looking system, it's efficient, it's cost effective, and we really like using it. So what I'm gonna do now is I've kind of pre-had, like you can see over here, there's no spacers, no pickets, anything in it. So what I'll do is, I have all the pickets in this section I need. Now I'm gonna space it out and kind of lay it out a little bit. Then I'll put in the picket spacers and lock everything together. So that's what we're up to right now. So there's two ways to run spacers and pickets in your railing. One way is to find the center point of a picket in the middle of your run. That's what I did on this gate. I started with the middle picket and then I ran spacers on each side. On the side of this, I've decided to run a spacer first and then my pickets. Because if I don't, then I'm gonna have a really tight gap on the ends and I want more of an equal gap. So that's what I'm gonna do now, is figure out where this spacer goes. That's pretty close to center. Oop. Now that I have center figured out, I just add a picket spacer and snap it in. They go in pretty easy. Usually you can do them by hand. Sometimes if things get a little tight, you can use a mallet and just kind of tap things out of the way. This build was very tall. We had a lot of hard lifting to do on this project. From the ground to the top deck is about 13 feet, maybe 14 feet, and then another 9 feet to the top of the deck after that. So we're 22, 23 feet to the top of the upper deck. The main deck was framed in 2x12. In Washington State, we have to build to a 60 pound per square foot live load, which means we had to increase the size of our joist framing to span 14 feet. It's 14 inches on center. So that's kind of the construction part of the frame. The beams are 6x12. They span about 16 feet total, about 13 feet in between posts. Our client decided she wanted to get the posts wrapped. She thought it'd be a nice look, and she was right. That's done in AZEK Coastline multi-width decking. It's a 7¼ inch board right here. And then we did a little dark hickory detail on the tops and bottoms. My favorite part about the post wraps is the very top. We did a chamfered, like a 10-degree bevel, so the water drains off it, because we knew that we were gonna have issues of water getting into the post if we didn't do something on top of the post to prevent it from going in. So let's go upstairs and check out some stuff up there. The staircase was very particular. We had to kind of shoehorn it into place. I was only allowed to do a certain rise and a certain run because it had to fit into this area. We opted not to tear out the landing, so our bottom stair is actually flush with the existing landing. Very narrow because we have a 5-foot setback on the side yard for access. So we were only allowed to come out 3 feet. So that's where this comes into play and why we were only allowed so much distance. Cable railing for the entire deck. This is by American Metal Specialties. Very nice product, super stable, super sturdy, and you'll kind of see that throughout the project as we go up. So the stairs we trimmed out in dark hickory, and the main color, the field color, is Coastline, and with dark hickory risers and fascia on the ends, on all the sides, all the way around the deck. So we also built an upper deck above the main level. It's a 14 by 16. It's waterproofed with a product called Dextradry. It's grooved AZEK decking with a waterproof spline in between the boards that's compressed and screwed down, and then Cortexed after that. So we were able to put a soffit in. So the only thing left to do on this upper deck is cut in some soffitting vents, and I'll do that next week so that the deck can breathe a little bit. Besides that, that's all buttoned up and finished. The client's gonna have a clear coat put on the pine. It's a tongue and groove pine that we installed for the soffitting, and then we trimmed it out in the matching AZEK colors. With the Dextradry being installed on that upper deck, there was no other means necessary as far as sway. This deck does not move at all. It is completely locked together because of all those extra compression splines. When they're put in and they're compressed, the boards do not want to do this. They do not move. Everything's face screwed. I was surprised at how stable that upper deck is and locked in. Then by adding the soffitting, we're adding another layer of nails. So very secure, very stable. Again, same details on the posts with the top wraps and the bottom wraps. One of my favorite parts of this deck is where the cable rail comes through this post. It took me a very long time to figure this out. It wasn't easy, it was hard to drill, and we had to thread wire through each hole before we could feed the cable through. So it took some time, but I think it was worth it in the end. The end result is beautiful. It's a really unique look, and a lot of people will enjoy it for many years as far as visual. So this is a really nice space. It's a 14 by 30 with a 14 by 16 up here, plus the 3 foot by 16 foot side access, because the only way out on the deck is through a side door off that 3 foot area, a slider. So the decking was attached with Fasten Master's Fusion Lock 5-shot. So a hidden fastener, and then we actually Cortex the outside edges of the deck. So that will just minimize the movement, and we're really happy with the way that turned out. Really beautiful, super stable, feels super comfortable, and gives them enough room to really enjoy each other, their family, and this beautiful Tacoma view. So thank you so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we're putting out new content. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.